It's Viva Las Vegas as the PGA Tour has dealt their sixth hand on the circuit, this week in Nevada. The stakes are high under the desert sun. 500 FedEx Cup points in the bank, waiting to be awarded to whoever's got the best hand. But it takes equal parts luck, chance, and skill to cash in. Some may waver, their bluff called early. Others keep their game face steady and astute. TPC Summerlin is set to deal another round, but it's up to the game's best to play their cards right and hit the jackpot at the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open. The PGA Tour is proud to bring you the race for the 2018 FedEx Cup. Now coverage of the 2017 Shriners Hospitals for Children Open. Las Vegas, Nevada for the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open. This major resort city is located in the Mojave Desert in the southern part of the state. The area is most famous for its vibrant nightlife, home to more than 150 casinos and other entertainment options. The focal point and most famed attraction is the Strip. Tourists here can visit displays such as fountains synchronized to music or replicas of the Egyptian pyramids or the Eiffel Tower. More than 41 million people visit Las Vegas each year to experience the thrill and electricity of the city. There's never a shortage of things to do, and those visiting in October can head to TPC Summerlin for the annual PGA Tour event, the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open. Over the years, the tournament has seen many players hit the jackpot. In 2015, Smiley Kaufman closed with a 10 under 61, capturing his first PGA Tour win.
Hang in there, it is!
Smiley Kaufman for 61. Wow. Welcome to the big leagues.
Last decade, this has been the sole home for this event. After it bounced around 12 different courses throughout the years, TPC Summerlin, and look at the names who've won. Fuzzy Zeller that opening year in 1983. Tiger got his first back in 1996 in his fifth start. Beautiful conditions today. Temperature in the high 70s, might not even get to 80. And the breeze, although it picked up a short time ago, it'll play a role, but it's not overwhelming yet. We expect that to be overwhelming the next couple of days. Good scores, but not off the charts. Wee Kim from South Korea, the 65, and then a host of Americans right behind. Spawn and Blom also right there, 66. Charlie Hoffman, who's donating his paycheck to the recovery efforts here in Las Vegas. UNLV man Sam Saunders just finishing up now.
Tom Hoagie finishing up here. Got a little bit of a help, a little teach there from Sam Saunders. Saw that the ball was going to work off to the right, so solid round for Hoagie.
Over to the fifth now, Rick Lamb from just off the green for his second shot. On a good line, and in the hole. Rick Lamb with a birdie 2 on the par 3. He gets one back to +1.
Over on 15 now, this is an exciting par 4. Drivable for most of the players in the field. This is Tyrone Van Aswegen, and nice birdie for him.
Over at the 12th, Sean Stephanie.
35-year-old and a top 10 finish at the Sanderson Farms.
Back left hole location here at 12, just trying to ride that wind.
Dialed in. He taps in and moves to 1 under to 13 now.
And the par 5, playing 596 yards. This is Morgan Hoffman's third shot.
An easy tap in. He moves to even par.
7, Webb Simpson's second shot. Karen, what's he have left?
107 left this whole location, and last time he had one of this yardage, he made a birdie from it on the last hole.
Shot there.
He 2-putts for par from there.
We go up to the 9th. This is Alex Cejka, who lives here in Las Vegas. Making the turn at 3 under par, so good opening round underway for Alex.
To Jimmy Walker now, his second at the 7th. Took an aggressive line off the tee. He'll go on to make birdie here, getting one back. Now at +1.
15.
Scott Piercy, born and raised right here in Las Vegas. With another birdie, so that's 2 under. Birdies at 13 and 15, teed off on 10.
4 straight pars to begin the week for Seamus Power. He's on the tee here at 14. Almost in. Power moves to 1 under par.
Over on 17 now, Scott Piercy. 2 under on his round. Birdies at 13 and 15.
He 2-putts for par from there.
Webb Simpson at 11.
And this would be a nice birdie. Only been 12 here all day. Make it 13. So Webb, the birdie at 11. That'll help the score. Just had bogey back at the 2nd. At 17, Nick Taylor for birdie. Again, most have missed this high, at least 4 or 5 inches. It looks like he's aiming about a foot out left. One of the few that got it right. Well done. Good putt.
Cejka for birdie at 14.
No, and talking about the wind, I did manage to catch one of the rules officials, and he said they have left the green slightly slower than they would do normally because of that forecast wind. This putt, bit of a double breaker.
About that much.
The correct breaks.
Yeah.
Both of them. That is some putt.
To 17.
Par 3, only 172 yards today. Jimmy Stanger for birdie. What an opening 9 holes he's having. Again, in on a sponsor exemption. Dying speed. Look out. What a putt. No one has been able to read that from that distance.
Back at 1, Nick Taylor taking a look. As that wind continues to blow, he's at 4 under.
Watch Nick Taylor stroke here. He'll stroke through and hold his finish, and he has good pace. Hold, hold, hold.
And then walk and pick it up out of the hole.
You know, I got lucky there with that.
Yeah, I know
one.
you did.
But I love guys that hold their finish. It just seems like the ball's always tracking and good speed right around the hole.
To the 18th now, Seamus Power with his 2nd. Making the turn. Power with a great shot. 6 feet from the hole for birdie, and he converts, going out in 4 under par, but struggled coming in with a bogey and a double. But it's Wee Kim with the lead in a bunched group at 5 under, heading into the 2nd round next.
More than 50 casinos and hotels along the Strip, downtown Las Vegas, throughout the area as well, and over 60 golf courses, including TPC Summerlin, this community of over 100,000 people. Homes throughout at the base of the mountains, plans for over 200,000 as the area continues to grow, as it's done over the past 2.5 decades. Blue skies, yes, it looks familiar, that scene of the Strip off in the distance, some 13 miles away, but it's chilly and the wind is blowing. Terry Gannon, Kurt Byram watching the action from earlier today. Bryce Garnett, don't pay attention to 10 over at this point. He's on the tee at 14, the par 3.
Tough hole location too, with the wind in his face coming out of the right. Tough to get close to, but unless you're Bryce Garnett.
Yeah, I like that, his first. In competition. Double bogey, 5 bogeys on the card up to that point. But high fives all around. At 15, this is what is possible because it's drivable. Justin Hadley earlier today hit second.
Up that steep slope, though. He couldn't even see it go in. That went in for Eagle Chesson. Yes.
65. He's at 3 under. Aaron Baddeley got the putter going well. This at 9.
Put a lot of work in this off season, even though it was only a couple weeks of an off season.
It wasn't much of one, no. 66 today. He's at 6 under, so he's right there. He won in 2016. Robert Garrigus won in 2010, trying to get back there.
This is at the 3rd hole, which is a par 4, one of the toughest holes on the course. That's getting away with one right there, making birdie at 3.
And finishing up at the 9th, the par 5.
Had a great day, tee to green, only missed 2 greens in regulation, but even more importantly for Robert Garrigus, he's leading the field right now in strokes gained putting.
65, got it to 7 under, and J.J. Spawn a moment ago trying to get there as well. Also at 15, remember how you can get there or get close.
Drove it in that bunker. Terrific bunker shot, short-sided, but made it look easy.
Second-year man on the PGA Tour from San Diego State. It is 7 under that leads it. It was 6 under yesterday. Wee Kim got there with that 65, but it's not moving a whole lot. You see the names up there. It's gotten even tougher on day 2. Kevin Chappell along with Charlie Hoffman go back to the President's Cup. It was a good team, 1-1-0 there. And Hoffman at 3 under, donating all his earnings this week to the effort in the recovery here in Las Vegas. Ryan Harmer coming off that win at the age of 41.
Now over at 15, Daniel Summerhays. This for birdie to get back to even on his round, 4 under. Nicely done there. Daniel having 5 really solid years. Last year was a hiccup. Finished 131st on the FedEx Cup list, so he's kind of in that no man land. Roberto Diaz at the 11th. And hit the middle of the hole. So nice birdie there for Roberto, who making his Shriners debut. Finished 25th on the web.com regular season money list. So a rookie on the PGA Tour.
It's J.J. Spawn second on the way at 18.
Dangerous little shot, just 133 back into the wind. And really well done.
Man.
If he knocks that in, you can't play that hole any better.
Wow.
He's got a good look at birdie here.
J.B. Holmes here at 4 in that group with Wee Kim and David Hearn. Yep. Inside the cut line.
I think Wee Kim's putt helped him a little bit as far as, I mean, it was close to Kim's line enough that I think he got a decent read off that.
Back at 18, Michael Kim, Scott Brown, J.J. Spawn. This is Michael Kim, 5 over, so not going to make it. But, well, I shouldn't say that. Still early.
9 holes to play after this. I like that right there. Oh,
so
man.
Maybe so.
It went in.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the start of his charge.
Yeah, back at 6, relatively calm, Karen, at the moment, at least in terms of the flag as we look at it.
It is. This hole is kind of sheltered. Sort of in between. Sort of a little valley. Good news for Ryan Moore on this shot is that it's completely down grain, and if you had to pick a lie in the rough, this would be the lie that you would pick. To me, it looks pretty nice. Shouldn't be a problem. He has 146 to the hole. Does play uphill a little bit. The wind is, what little wind there is on this hole is from the left.
Don't come up short and have it come back down that hill.
A birdie here, and he moves to 1 under par as we swing back to the home hole with our leader, J.J. Spawn, for birdie to extend his lead.
What a way to play that hole, huh? Can't do it any better.
All right, over at the 5th, Will McGirt is in that big boy pairing of Ernie Els and Vijay Singh, both members of the Hall of Fame. However, Will McGirt just sticking to his game and is playing better than all 3. Tony Finau hit his 3-wood into the greenside bunker, paired with Gary Woodland and Brian Gay. So two guys that can absolutely crush the ball. Brian Gay, not so much, but Brian Gay knows how to put it in play. All three playing pretty well.
He converts for birdie and moves to 5 under. Over to the 5th now.
Wee Kim for birdie here, albeit about 40 feet away. Really runs out in this direction. No way. Are you kidding? What a putt. Wee Kim to 7 under par, 2 back of JJ Spawn. We go over to the 9th, Kevin Chappell for eagle. Oh, it's tracking. It's tracking. Jeez, right underneath the hole. Good effort there by Chappell, so he's going to make the turn at 1 under par.
He quickly taps in for birdie and moves to 5 under par.
Back at the 7th, Kelly Kraft at -7 for a share of the lead if this goes in. Boy, he hit it hard enough. Wow, good read. Not afraid to put enough hit into that, so Kelly Kraft now finds himself tied for the lead.
But Spawn has birdied the 4th to get to 9 under. He's on the tee now at 5, 7 iron in hand. Not much wind at the moment. Good chance for Spawn to extend his lead.
It's way up in the air.
He converts and extends his lead to 10 under par.
To 9.
And this is Kevin Tway's 3rd shot.
Some way, a long way away, but this is for eagle.
Yeah, you're trying to get this somewhere within 4 or 5 feet. Or, no, seriously. That's bonus time right there. I mean, that you do not expect to make. After kind of a rough stretch, that little eagle makes him turn it just 1 over par.
With a birdie on his final hole, JJ Spawn gets to 11 under par for a 1-shot lead over Kelly Kraft. Garrigus, Badley, and Kazire all in the mix. The 3rd round is next.
Short drive from Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area. Beautiful part of this Las Vegas region. Downtown Summerlin, community of about 100,000 people, and home to TPC Summerlin, which has been home to this event solely since 2008. Used to play it at a few different courses. It has been played at 12 different courses, but this week it's different. Yeah, that scene right there from the Strip, about 13 miles, 15 minutes from where we are, and we're northwest of the Strip, looks the same, but it very different conditions for this 3rd round. Wind blowing about 18 to 20, maybe gusting up to 30 later in the afternoon. Our leaderboard, JJ Spawn trying to break through the wind. Bo Hostler playing great golf, 300 today in these conditions. Tom Hoagie, you saw, is at 4 under. Charlie Hoffman, who's donating all of his earnings this week to the relief effort here in Las Vegas. To the 10th, Bo Hostler now, as Karen Stupples is watching.
And it is really very windy out here. This one downwind, this chip.
It's got a chance.
It's looking really good.
He makes par here to stay at 7 under.
Pat and Kazire having a bit of a struggle today. He's knocking a few putts. This one for par. All right, that helps. -2 over to 10.
2nd for Wee Kim at 4 under.
It's kind of similar to 11. Downwind, if you land it too far onto the green, it's going to take off.
He 2 putts for par from there.
To the 8th.
2nd to last hole of the day for Tom Hoagie, and what a round. He's at 5 under. This to stay there.
Remember, his tee shot went well back into the green, so this for a 2-putt par.
Wee Kim at the 11th, his second shot. Again, we saw balls that land just on top of that ridge. Struggled to stay on the green. Wow, that shows you he put a lot of spin on that.
He'll birdie that to move to 5 under par.
Jump up to 12, the second for Hostler, Karen.
And Finau is on the left side of the green. Still on the front level though, still quite a ways away. But this is such a difficult shot. Again, it comes to the fact that it is so much downwind. It does have a downhill lie.
Yeah, that flagstick's only on the front of the green, 8 steps.
He 2-putts for par from there.
Gary Woodland on the tee at 17, playing again 195 today, downhill, downwind. Landed right on that ridge and feeding in. That hole location right on top. And
he converts for birdie and moves to 5 under.
Here at the 10th, J.J. Spawn with it was a pretty darn good shot in there, but even with the soft landing, it released.
He's only got about 18 feet here, and you see this a lot of times on Saturdays and even Sundays in the PGA Tour, the last group. When you prepare, you got to prepare not only for good stuff, but you got to prepare for the bad stuff. Think of a fighter pilot training for, even just any pilot training for everything that goes wrong with a mission. They don't train for what's going good, they train for what's going wrong, and that way you're prepared.
He needs to see something good happen. Like
oh,
that.
Man,
that's timely. That is really timely right now, because now he's probably feeling like, you know what, I could shoot 2 or 3 under on this backside and, you know, still be in control going into Sunday.
We check in at 12 with Patrick Cantlay, who is 1 under, 1 birdie, no bogeys so far today.
What a year he had last year after all those back issues. Out for a couple years. He only played 13 times last year, 13 tournaments.
He'll go on to birdie and move to 6 under.
Over at 11, Kelly Craft behind this tall tree.
It's quite a shot. He hit a pitching wedge up and over that tree. Watch this.
Can he get it to stop? Wow, you're right, Phil. We've had guys land right about there, go almost over the green.
He 2-putts for par from there.
Big Easy at 17. Remember, we've only had 1 birdie here all day. That was just a moment ago by Woodland. Ernie would be the second of the day, and it's, oh my goodness, how did that not go in?
He can't believe it. He'll take that par and stay at 2 under. As we swing ahead to the 18th, Gary Woodland with his 3rd shot after driving it right.
It's not an easy driving hole right now with that desert left.
He'll finish with a par to stay at 5 under.
Over to 13 and Finau's putt.
Just a little bit downhill as it approaches the hole.
Good stroke. So Finau, who we're in Vegas, so we talk about odds a lot. He was the tournament favorite heading into the first round at 14 to 1. All right, over at 15, Chesson Hadley. That's for birdie to get to -4. Be a part of the mix for tomorrow. Now, well done, the Georgia Tech alum, graduated in 2010. .13 now, Wee Kim. His pitch shot about 12 feet from the hole, but as we were just talking about, making putts, that's key. A couple of nice birdies on this back 9.
Playing with Kim, Cantlay now for birdie.
So break him out of that tie with Kim. Get him to -7. Well done. So he moves into a 2nd place tie with Bo Hostler, 2 back of J.J. Spawn. Back at 15 with Bo Hostler, plenty of green to work with there, about 80 feet from just on that green up to the hole. These are ones that pros should hit within 10 feet every time.
When they could get aggressive like that with that much speed.
A birdie here moves him to 8 under and a share of the lead.
At 16-2, this is a birdie hole. Hadley.
He was in the back bunker in 2, so pretty good bunker shot and an excellent putt right in the heart. He's playing with so much confidence.
So Hadley moves to 5 under par as we jump ahead to the 18th. Graham McDowell with about 30 feet for birdie.
Yeah.
Wow. With some authority.
Rounding in.
This is J.J. Spahn's 3rd shot, so it looks like he's okay now. Phil?
Well, he's got to be very careful. He's got corner of a tree just barely in his way. If he doesn't get this up the bank, he's coming back to him.
Oh, wow, you can hear his fellow competitors even saying great shot, so it gives you an appreciation of how hard that actually was.
He converts for birdie and takes the outright lead at 10 under.
All right, back at 15 now. Aaron Baddeley for birdie. Look at Baddeley making another putt. I don't think I've seen him miss a putt this week. Obviously he did if he bogeyed 1 and 3 and 8 and 10.
And Hostler taking a look here for birdie. Finau in there pretty close as well.
It's been quite the impressive display of golf from both these two players today. As we've been saying all day long, the conditions have been tough, the winds have been gusty in places, making it very difficult with the club selection. But these two guys have been putting themselves into a position on most of the greens with an opportunity for birdie. And that says a lot about their ball control, how they're striking it, and knowing your way around this golf course and taking advantages when you get them.
Kind of interesting. I mean, Beau Hossler's bogey-free today. He's made 4 birdies, no bogeys. The guy a shot behind him, Patrick Cantlay, also a bogey-free round today. But I haven't gone through the whole list yet, but there can't be a lot of bogey-free rounds today, and no surprise to see them near the top of the leaderboard now.
There were just 2 yesterday, Kelly Craft and Aaron Baddeley.
I think some of that, Kurt, is about managing your misses. Like when they have missed a shot, it's been in a position where they can get up and down quite easily.
Playing a little chess match out there.
Good looking putt, and it goes.
Oh, about that.
Man. From some 30 feet away.
Heck of a round of golf. 5 birdies, no bogeys.
So Hostler with a clutch birdie on the last to take the clubhouse lead at 9 under par, tied with Spahn, who bogeyed 17, dropping back to -9 as windy conditions toughen play. Spahn here at the 18th now to save par.
He's completely in the shade here, and that helps getting a feel for this putt. It's not in and out of the sun. It's going to move a little bit to his left.
Keep that speed up. Still some wind in your face, a little uphill.
Big time save at 18.
Yes, sir. Really good up and down and a well-played hole, man.
So Hostler and Spahn share the lead at 9 under par. Hostler firing a 5 under 66 to climb the leaderboard, both looking to capture their maiden victory with Finau, Hoge, and Woodland close behind. The final round is next.
Always happening here in Vegas. This week it's about sports, but the Strip as well. That's just about 15 minutes or so away from Summerlin, this community of 100,000. Special week for the Shriners International. More than 300 volunteers out here helping on the land that Howard Hughes acquired and named after his grandmother. And this event here since 2008 solely at this golf course, and this the 35th edition. Spahn up by 2, trying to close the deal for the first time. DeChambeau on that move, Hadley as well. Charlie Hoffman gonna pick up a nice check this week, and it's going to be donated to Direct Impact Fund and those who are affected by the tragic events of October 1st here in Vegas.
Chesson Hadley at the 9th for a birdie.
This one back up the hill.
got to turn a little left, I would think, Karen.
I think you're right, and not only that, he has been rolling his putts really well, and has been doing so for a number of weeks now, playing really consistent golf, putting himself in position a lot.
Yeah, you're right. Number of weeks, number of months. Player of the Year on the Web.com tour, and that is drawn right in the center. Good birdie for Hadley as he makes the turn.
Amazing what confidence does for these players.
And winning breeds.
Just building. Had a great year, led both money lists on the Web.com tour last season.
This is Wee Kim to get it to 6 under. Player from South Korea. Yeah.
He was putting back uphill. He could be a little more aggressive going that direction.
We've seen this type shot from DeChambeau already. This at 12 now is second.
Leaning like it's a hair right, but it was right at it. Boy, it came out of there soft. He must have caught a really good lie in the rough.
Great shot. DeChambeau will birdie and move to 9 under par.
Over at 17, Alex Cejka, remember he missed right. 7 under for the tournament. Las Vegas resident. Count it. Unexpected birdie, but man, is that huge. Gets him to -8 birdies his last 3 holes, 4 of his last 5. Over at 11 and Patrick Cantlay's second shot. Just 3 off the lead. Attacking that flag stick, get the spin.
He moves to 8 under par with a birdie here. 218, Cejka at 8 under, and this for birdie. Can he finish with a 3? He can. Alex Cejka, what a finishing stretch on the back 9. He cards a 30, birdies at 10, 13, and 15, and then finishes with 3 more, in with a 63.
Over to 12.
And Wee Kim, this for birdie.
A little quick going this direction, the second half. Oh, wow, nice catch.
Used every bit of that hole. Remember, he had the overnight lead after the opening round with a 65. Third birdie, no bogeys today for Wee Kim.
Cantlay's turn now, playing with Kim. He too has a look at birdie to get it to 9 under.
Another good look, coming off that birdie at 11. Take the break, yes, wow.
So you following the theme today? 3 of the last 4, back-to-back, 9 under, and he is right there in the mix as well. Look at that group within 2.
Aaron Baddeley, his 3rd shot. Remember, he pitched in at 13 for eagle, and a pitch in for birdie at 15.
One of these days, you're going to listen to me. Does not miss.
Chips them all in. So he's having a little fun.
I told you yesterday he's got some short game.
3rd shot at 12 for J.J. Spawn, up by 1. Not an easy one here.
Careful. Comes out really hot. No.
He got spin on that. What a shot, Kurt.
Wow.
He 2 putts for bogey here, dropping back to 9 under.
Wee Kim for birdie at 13. Gets to 8 under par.
Good putt, buddy.
And Tony Finau for his 2nd birdie of the day.
We missed one at 10, missed one at 11.
Did
Wow.
not miss this one, though.
With some authority, too. That thing went in with some speed right in the heart of the hole. I think they're all, they're looking at this, and they all know they have those 2 par 5s. They have 15 that's drivable. 18's benign.
Well, things are getting interesting. If this goes in, Cantlay will be in the lead at 10 under for the first time this week. JT Poston at the 15th for birdie. Walk that in there. That's nice. There's a good run there after that bogey at 6. Made 4 birdies. Par 5 left.
So now, Matt, it is Patrick Cantlay who has the lead at 10 under. The 25-year-old from California, UCLA man. And remember, Kurt, he was one of the can't-miss players, former #1 player in the world amateur golf ranking, all that success at UCLA, won the Haskins Award, then had the back injury, took him out of, well, 2014, 15, 16, personal tragedy as well. His best friend and caddy, he was there when he was killed, and making his way back last year, had a big season.
He's really in good rhythm with that golf swing.
Cantlay makes another birdie and moves to 11 under par.
Now trailing, J.J. Spaun has to make some birdies coming in.
Long putt up and over the ridge. Fina already went on the same line, came up a little bit short. Backing off there as a gust of wind comes up. Just starting to get really gusting at times. Blowing pretty good.
This has all happened in the last 20 minutes, hasn't it, Phil? The wind's coming up.
Like yesterday, remember when the last 3 holes, it just hit all of a sudden.
Gave that a pretty good pop on a pretty good line. Wow, what an effort.
He'll make birdie and move back to 10 under.
Cantlay, he's got about 13 feet left for par.
Even though it's a birdieable hole, if you can make this putt for a par, you feel like you've saved one. And I really feel like it's important for him in the big picture of this tournament.
Saw the couple low scores already today. Cejka and Cejka. Cantlay currently -6.
Just having a reassessment of the line. One of those cases where what you feel in your feet and what you saw with your eyes didn't quite match up.
-11 for the tournament, leading by 1. Wow. Gutsy, showing some moxie there. Kurt, just that one bogey back at 8, but look, 7 birdies, -11.
Comes in, I'll pull you off.
JJ from the LA area, went to San Dimas High School, Inland Empire, about 30 miles east of LA. Introduced to golf, he said, as a toddler. He'd go to the driving range with his dad John, watch him hit balls from the stroller. I'm not sure he has a memory of that, but
that's a 9-iron. The wind really coming up here by the green right now.
Right to left mostly, Phil. Oh, look out.
oh, look out.
Oh, man, is that on a great line.
A.J. McInerney, who survived that tragic shooting, 58, lost their lives. Music festival here in Las Vegas. And a lot of people cheering for him. What a way to end it. 6 under a 67, and he's got a share of 11th off the sponsor's exemption, coming out here and playing in a PGA Tour event.
How about that back 9?
30. Meanwhile, J.J. Spaun lining up a very crucial putt here.
Shouldn't be a whole lot in this. A beautiful shot that he played in here.
It sure was. It actually took a look at the hole, Phil, as it went by. This is where you just got to settle in and really trust your stroke. Forget about the line now. It's all speed.
There you go.
Yeah, really good.
Over at 17, JT Poston for birdie, playing in that category between 126 and 150, which means you don't know how many starts you're going to get. And when you do, you got to take advantage of it, and that is exactly what he's doing.
This to get it to 10 under.
And he's just sneaking up there.
Yes. With a dramatic pause at the end.
Look at the back 9 he's having. 5 under right now on the backside, and the day in general.
birdied 4 of the last 5 holes.
Spawn at 15.
And the wind was just really coming across from the left.
And it affects those putts. There's no question about it.
Now JT Poston, the 24-year-old, who was born in Hickory, North Carolina, now out of St. Simon's Island in Georgia. 8 under, trying to get to 9.
Boy, he's feeling it right now. Oh,
no,
how
you did not.
Lucky.
You did not.
He finishes with a par as we swing back to the 17th. Patrick Cantlay for par. He needs this to stay at 11 under.
Yeah, I had that going right, and I was concerned when he was looking up on the right edge of that hole that he didn't read it right. So his first 3 putt of the week, and falls back to -10, tied with Wee Kim for the moment. Wee Kim still got about 7 or 8 feet left for his par.
Kim does make par here at the 17th, playing as the 2nd toughest hole today, nearly a quarter of a stroke over par. Defeating the field today as we go out to the 18th with Cantlay from just off the green, a long look for par.
And now needs to sit down. Because Wee Kim, obviously, that's no gimme for par here. J.J. Spawn struggling at 17. Everybody kind of struggling these conditions coming in and the pressure. So Hadley back in the fairway. Wee Kim with this to save par and post 10 under. So if he would make this, Alex Cejka, who had that brilliant 63 and 30 coming in on the back 9, would be eliminated.
I think he made it if he hit it.
Yep. That could haunt you.
That's his only bogey today.
Sensational back 9 up until that point.
Cantlay to clean up for bogey now.
Patrick Cantlay made double bogey at this hole. 1 double bogey this week. It was here in the 3rd round. And now the bogey putt. To remain alive. Took some heart coming back to make that in concentration. 67 and at 9 under. Back to 17.
Well, and obviously Spawn does not know what happened up at 18, but has to get this up and down. Well, pretty good touch there.
All right, Hadley off the green here at 18.
It's one of those shots that you do have to practice a little bit of, and he's obviously very comfortable doing it.
Oh, how good is this?
Settle. So that remaining for par.
All right, Spawn from just about 5 feet, Phil.
You know his head's got to be spinning right now. So if he can suck it up and get this one in there, this will be a brilliant putt.
Oh, boy, so that drops him to 8 under. Double bogeys, the 185-yard 17th hole. And that's crushing because he's going to have to birdie 18 and get some help.
Hadley, ahead at the 18th, has nearly 13 feet for par.
This to stay alive. No.
So Hadley finishes with a bogey and posts a total of 8 under. Here's Alex Cejka, who finished his round nearly 2 hours ago, but it looks like there's going to be a playoff to determine the winner at the Shriners. Over to 18.
I mean, I do get it out into the fairway.
Yikes at 18 for J.J. Spawn.
I think I'm better off hitting it this way than... Yes, 100%. I got it.
Advances it maybe 4 or 5 yards, if that.
Spawn will go on to double bogey to finish at 6 under. So the playoff will be between Cejka, Kim, and Cantlay, all in at 9 under. All struggled to make it to the green. First to play here is Cejka with his third.
Gave it a little extra out of that tight, grainy lie. Gunned it a little.
So he's got a long look at par here, about 18 feet. Not an easy putt. But first, Wee Kim. His third shot landing in the primary rough. Pitch to here, has almost 50 feet left for par. A must-make to put the pressure on.
And he was not all that aggressive.
He had it on line, though.
Unfortunately for Kim, 2 feet for bogey. Cantlay now from the fringe for par.
Oh, just hopped right there. Just never had a chance.
So Cantlay will have 8 feet for bogey now. Cejka has about 18 feet left for par and the win.
Gave it every chance.
That had to look awfully good with about 3 feet to go.
It sure did.
So all three make bogey on the first playoff hole, and they'll head back to the tee at 18 again to try and settle the score. Wee Kim, his tee shot driven to the left, having to take a penalty stroke, and now his fourth.
And so that left for a 5. Player from South Korea trying to join names like KJ Choi, Wai Yang, Sang Moon Bae, Sung Yul No, and of course Siwoo Kim, who won the Players last year. There's the lie for Alex Cejka.
Yeah, he's going to have to drop the club down onto the ball pretty quick, get steep so he can make good contact. If he gets shallow, he's going to have to go through that big clump behind it. Yeah. He's got a lot of green to work with, but he's got to pitch it up over that knob and then downhill the rest of the way, breaking to the left.
Wow, he spun it.
It's incredible he spun that ball that much, Kurt.
Unbelievable. He can't believe he did that either. It checked up and comes up well short. How about Cantlay?
Well, he's got to put into the grain on the fringe, which is going to make it hard to get the right speed. Then it's downhill. It's getting just dark enough that it's hard to get a good feel for the speed, so tough to get this close.
So close. So close to winning already. And maybe, just maybe, a few feet away from his first victory.
A few people back at Virginia Country Club that just fell out of their chairs in the men's grill right now.
And that was turning, Kurt. That looked good for a while.
Oh, my gosh. I thought it was in.
Just signed the edge. Remember the putt that Cejka had the last time around, and you thought it was in about a foot from the hole, and this one had a similar look.
Cejka now for par after that great shot by Cantlay. A must-make here for the German.
So it is all set up for Patrick Cantlay. Cejka, who started the day not even in the picture and made that run shot 63 to post 9 under and hang around for a couple of hours plus. To go back to the tee twice at 18. And it comes down to this for Cantlay. Once a can't miss kid, now he's a winner on the PGA Tour. Patrick Cantlay wins in the desert.
A great finish by the American. Cantlay entering the final round 4 strokes off the lead and made it to the top, earning 500 FedEx Cup points, moving to 3rd in the standings. This concludes this week's race for the FedEx Cup and the PGA Tour's coverage of the 2017 Shriners Hospitals for Children Open.